So Digimon Savers. Hey, you know what's better than a rival character?
What?
A rival character with a fucking dog.
Oh. Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, this is a fun episode. I like... Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I feel like I wasn't that high on, like, the first episode or two, but, like, yeah, now we're actually getting to more of the police stuff, and, we're, like, expanding the cast and stuff. It really is, like, kicking up a lot.
Yeah. I don't know, it's probably just personal preference, but I think Toma and his Digimon are kind of boring.
It's so far, yeah.
Personality-wise, I'm not crazy about this kind of character.
Yeah, so far, I think Thomas is pretty cool. I think he's, like, pretty solid. His Digimon's personality is kind of, like, nothing, though.
It's, most of his lines consist of, "Yes, master." In English.
Yeah. I think the one time he says something else is when he says, like, okay, I'll do it, master.
Yeah, I think he introduces himself and Toma to Masaru and Agumon, or the commander. I don't remember, but yeah, he does say more than that at one point, but for the most part, he says okay and yes, master.
Yeah, yes, master, and okay, master.
Yeah, Galmon is kind of a nothing character right now.
Yeah, honestly, I hope he gets a bit more, because it's like, I'm fine with the bit, but also, like, Galmon's such a cool Digimon. Like, I really like the evolution line. It's like, I hope he's not just yes master the entire show and nothing else. Friday's episode's pretty good. I like the cast dynamic. It'll need to develop to pass the base stuff. Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like Toma will develop past, like, just a cool-headed, like, arrogant guy, but...
So, do you know what they call Thomas in the English dub?
I don't know, you keep saying Thomas, so Thomas?
They call him Thomas.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like... there's just no... one level off, and it's like, oh, this makes perfect sense. Okay, yeah.
But there's no S, his name is Toma.
Okay, yeah, alright. I cannot look at this character and not think Thomas, and every time I read Toma, I'll correct it to Thomas. It's the worst.
Yeah, they did a good choice in, like, translating his name, at least.
Yeah.
Like, his name's Toma, and I was like, what do we do with that? Thomas. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if his name was Thomas, and it's just Japanese, like they mistranslated his name or something.
So I remember that
because he's supposed to be European.
Yeah, it's that European name, Thomas. They're part of the character's development is breaking out of their usual thought process and worldview. Name also makes sense since he is he's half Japanese and English. Oh, okay.
And they can't ever just be from a foreign country. They have to be half Japanese.
Oh, man.
It's that trope just everywhere.
It's fine. There might be a bit more to it, but it's fine. But yeah, Toas just sort of shows up. And it's like, oh hey, there have been a lot more Digimon attacks recently. So we basically just called in a former member who was, like, with the group originally to come back and, like, help us out. And we get, like, our first Digimon shower scene, I believe.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good change of pace. Of course, the Japanese cartoon got keep in the nation. Oh, yeah.
It's just weird because it's always that.
Yeah.
and they're always, like, blonde hair, blue eye.
Yeah, because, like, of course.
Yeah.
How do we portray someone's not Japanese? Oh, I know, give them blonde hair and blue eyes, of course. And the fangirls love it.
The ladies like Toma.
Listen, I'll make a point here. These characters just stand in this specific pose with one of them just moving their mouth and no other movement at all for like 7 seconds straight. This is extremely noticeable as a still. Oh, man. But yeah, as we quickly learn, like, yeah, Toma is, like, literally a prince.
They say he's basically a prince. I don't think he actually is.
Like, his family literally comes from, like, a line of nobility. Like, he's not, like, you online for a throne or anything, but, like, yeah, he's literally, like, a noble. You also say a mid-2000s sheep is very noticeable in these episodes. Oh, yeah. That's another thing I want to talk about, is that's, like, these episodes, like, you can feel, like, the corners being cut. Like, when the actual action happens, it looks really nice, but it's like, oh boy, you can feel the corners being cut super hard in this one.
I just don't pay enough attention to it. I don't care.
That's the thing. I'm not, like, exactly looking for it, but when it happens, it's really obvious. There are some shots where you're just looking at, like, this images on screen, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, even just looking at this image, it's like, okay, I can see it, like, staring at it for a little bit, but if I remember correctly, they're not on screen that long. Also,
I literally counted. It is 7 seconds.
Okay. Well, also, I'm usually busy reading the subtitles, so.
Oh, man. At least it's used for right moments. Animation's pretty decent in those parts. Oh, yeah. This is, like, super excusable as long as it, you know, gets in where it counts. Like, hey, as long as, you know, you get the right, you know, bits of animation in, then, like, I can forgive a lot. But yeah, it's kind of wild going from, like, Digimon Frontier to this, because, like, you can feel the difference in, like, animation quality for, like, normal scenes, right? Like, nothing I remember in Digimon Frontier outside of, like, some really rough fight scenes felt like this stilted. So yeah, that's something. Hopefully that picks up a bit, I guess. You know, although if it doesn't, no big deal. I'm not gonna keep griping about it, probably. Not unless it, like, starts becoming, like, an issue or something like that.
I should say, Masaru does seem like the weakest member of the team, only because, everybody else can, like, cause digivolution at will, while Masaru has to punch something.
Yeah.
Like, Toma snaps his finger, and, like, Yoshino she just can do it.
Yeah. That's the thing, it's like, Marcus has a whole, like, condition for, like, getting his Digi-Soul charge that he has to fulfill. But, like, once he does it, Agumon is, like, so powerful.
Yeah, Masaru's thing is, like, cool, and, like, and when it happens, like, it allows cool moments to happen, and then it's cool when it actually goes through. But it's like, man, it'd be useful to just be able to evolve at will.
What he lacks in natural talent, he makes up for in fighting spirit, is a perfect way to explain this.
Yeah.
Agumon's mad OP right now. Oh, yeah.
But also, sometimes he just can't hit the opponent.
Yeah, like in this episode, where, like, the big plot is that they're just Demi Marimon running wild and just lighting things on fire. And Masaru's like, okay, well, yeah, let's digivolve and kill him. But because it's just a little, like, floating baby fire thing, and it's all wispy and transparent and stuff, it's like dodging his fists and just sort of, like, you know, being blown away by, like, you know, Like, it's very,
Yeah.
like, flighty. It's very evasive.
Yeah, he punches. I think the idea is that he's punching at it, and like the air around his fist is like pushing it away.
Yeah, because it's like a little, like, candle flame, basically. Like, it's a little, like, just spark, basically, just floating around. And he's trying to hit it with his hand.
Yeah. Also, Masaru just trying to punch fire.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. By the end of this episode, he does punch fire. And it's rad.
Yeah, Masaru is totally the dude who would literally try to fight a fire.
Yeah.
And he does.
This is such a weird comparison. It just reminds me of, like, what's that one movie? What's the Adam Sandler film that was about, like, like, crap, what? Don't mess with the Zohan. That was it. Yeah. Where it's like, there's just a dude who's just like this really crazy, like, Middle Eastern, like, action hero villain guy. And it's like, this building is, like, lit on fire. And he's like, don't worry, I'll go and stop it. And he, like, runs into the burning building. And he's, like, punching at the flames. And he's, like, ducking and weaving. It's such a dumb moment.
I've seen that movie, but I don't remember that. But yeah, that's pretty good.
There's a bunch of dudes just cheering him on and hyping him up. Oh, man. Yeah, it's probably, like, because, he, like, does it for, like, a few seconds, and Adam Sandler just comes in with a fire hose full of hummus and just sprays him down. And it's like, because it's don't mess with the Zohan, it's like super sexual too. Oh man, that movie is like, it's probably not good, but it has its moments. Like, there's reflections on a character's actions. Yeah, the MC admits his mistakes and fixing it is also a good trope. Oh, yeah. Because, like, Marcus, or Matsuru, I'm gonna keep calling Marcus. Matsuru, like, fails to stop the Demi-Meramon, and Agumon just keeps trying to shoot fire at, but doesn't work, so he just gives up. Because, yeah, it's a little fireball. Fire just makes it stronger.
Yeah.
So
just kind of flies away.
Yeah, he just sort of burns some stuff and flies away. And it turns out because he burns some stuff, the fires he starts turns into other Demi-Meramon that start being an even bigger problem.
The implication is actually that because Masaru swung at it and caused the fire to dissipate off of the main body, they flew away and turned into more Demi-Meramon.
Is it? Yeah, it's kind of unclear, yeah.
Yeah, because the the flashback is specifically of the moments he was punching at it.
Ooh, yeah, alright, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so basically Marcus makes the problem worse. Matsuru, damn it.
Masaru, there's no T.
Damn it, again. It's like they go back to HQ and Toa shows up and it's like, okay, Masaru, you like messed up. You kind of made things worse. You're not doing this right. We need more help. Thomas, can you just take care of these guys for us? And he's like, sure, no problem. No, wait, this is before they know that it's like split off. So yeah, first they have the boxing fight.
Yeah. So Masaru's getting all like fired up and angry and like, oh, you cool, like whatever, dude, fight me.
Aw, you cool rival character. You're so blue and I'm so red.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, fight me in the ring. And then he fights him in the ring. And then Toma is just like, yeah, look, in this like, in a straight-on fight, you can't beat me. And, like, when everything's played by the rules, And then Masaru gets back up and he's like, I'm not done with this fight. And then he punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but if there's no rules, then Masaru has the upper hand.
Yeah. Masaru's biggest, like, boon is that he doesn't give a crap.
Yeah. I would have said Masaru. Yeah. I would have said Masaru gets up and says, "I didn't hear no bell, but there was a bell."
Yeah, Lalamon made sure there was a bell.
Yeah, Lalamon hits the bell.
I love that they don't hide the rival at all. It's so transparent. It's pretty good. Oh yeah,
they're literally blue and red.
Yeah, man, just the freaking moment where it's like. They start the boxing match, and Yoshio, I think her name is, yeah, she's like, oh hey, Masaru, like, put on your headgear, and he's like, well, Thomas isn't wearing headgear, so I won't either, and it's like, of course for Thomas, it's because, he's like, oh, well, this guy's not gonna, like, hit me once, I'll be fine, but Masaru is like, no, I can do this, let's do this.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been in street fights, I don't care if I get hit. I think, like, Toma is about to leave, and Masaru just, like, punches him out. And he says something like, in a fight between men, there are no rules.
Yeah, he says something like, the fight's not over until one man admits defeat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they do the whole 10 count and everything, and like, yeah, Toma's about to like get out of the ring, and Masaru is just like whatever and punches him in the face.
Yeah,
and then apparently they fight each other to a draw.
Yeah, that's the craziest part, is that it's like Toma is dominating the fight so hard, and I guess that one punch makes him angry and throws him off enough that Masaru can do it.
Yeah. It could just be because Masaru is so tenacious, and he just wouldn't back down, and so he would just keep getting hits in. We don't know. We don't see it. We're just told it ended in a draw.
Yeah, still though, worth noting. It's like, that's kind of interesting, because they do mention that, like, Toma apparently has, like, defeated world champion boxers before. Like, I
call bull crap. There's no way that's true and their fight ended in a draw. I don't care how tough of a street fighter Masaru is.
Nah, I'm willing to think that, like, it might be true and Masaru is just that nuts. Maybe Masaru is just a genetic freak and he just keeps going.
I guess Masaru did take down like 13 dudes and then fought Agumon all day.
Yeah. Masaru is nuts when you think about it.
It's like, it's outside. Yeah. You know what? That's so ridiculously outside of the realm of possibility that sure, Toma has fought world champion boxers or whatever.
Yeah, like, I'd imagine it's like Toma has probably been the Japanese boxing champion and Masaru's being the Japanese underground fighting champion. So in my mind, that, like, evens out a lot more.
I mean, I have an idea of how nuts Marcus is. Like, I know something he does later, but like as of right now, he's punching champions to the ground. Like,
yes. Official rules, Toas shines. Marcus does things outside the box. It's when the Lear is trying to show them. Oh yeah.
I mean, call them whatever you want. I'm just trying. Like, we're watching the Japanese version, so I'm going to try to use the Japanese names.
I'm gonna try. I'll switch back and forth a lot, but yeah, I completely get who you're talking about, so no big deal.
Yeah, in my case, it helps that I mean, I guess I know Thomas now, but it helps that the only person's English name that I know was Marcus.
I know I've seen who, like, one of the other members is, and I feel like I've mentioned that before, and I do not remember what their name is at all, so that'll be fun. I'll
I
call
didn't know there
Marcus.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was another member.
Oh yeah, there's like one or two more, maybe, I think. Oh, there's at least one more.
Mm.
There's one more, and like, I don't know if I should really say more than that. But yeah, there is another one that might be joining and making it like a 4-man team. Which, honestly, yeah, fair enough. Gonna try to use Masaru. I call him Marcus. I don't even really watch the dub. Yeah, because it's like in every media he appears in, he's Marcus. There's a 4-man group for a series. Okay, alright. So I know the 4th man then. Okay, yeah. I know someone else who does have a Digimon, but I guess they're not, like, part of the team then, which makes perfect sense, actually. That makes way too much sense. All I know is there's, like, some character who is, like, a weird, like, businessman, and he is a complete scumbag.
Oh boy.
So that should be fun. But yeah, so you, like, do the boxing thing, and it's like, oh no, the Demi-Marimon are everywhere. We need to, like, stop them now. Come on, guys, let's go. And it's like, if I remember right, Marcus is specifically told to not interfere because he'll just make crap worse again in hindsight. You know, at first I was like, oh, they're just trying to show him that, like, Thomas has, like, got this, and he's, like, you know, more skilled at this than Marcus is giving him crap for. Masaru, I mean, damn it.
Yeah, they're very explicitly like, okay, look, he's like, Masaru is just like, oh, I'm your senpai, so you gotta respect me, and they're like, actually, Toma's been working here since like 6 months ago.
Yeah, Toma is, like, more experienced with this stuff, like, than you is. Toma is the one who helped us develop the digital gate software.
Yeah.
Like, he is very much, like, you know, in the system. Like, he's very much one of the founding members of this thing, presumably.
Toma is like genius prodigy digital world guy.
Also, while it's on my mind, something I do quickly mention is that, like, Toma comes from the European branch of DATS. Which, yeah, directly means that, like, this is a global thing, and there are, like, you know, like, Digi-device users and, like, tamers and stuff, like, find Digimon around the world. Which, you know what? I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Heck,
like, yeah.
So, from at least from what the subs say, unless they're inaccurate, some dude. This is in the next episode, but some dude apparently just buys a Digivice off the internet.
Yeah, seemingly. Or more the crap that thing is.
Yeah, well, that's why I was kind of confused because the subs call it a Digivice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it? What?
It might be, I don't know. Try to show Marcus can learn something from him, which to us also can learn from Marcus. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. That's extremely obvious what they're trying to do here. Where it's just like, hey, if they let Toma form the strategies and then they just like if Marcus will listen and he just like Toma just sicks Marcus on things strategically, then like these guys would be unstoppable.
Yeah. I feel like they have to like balance things out more in that though, because it's like this is good to the next episode a bit, but it's like, yeah, every time we see them working together, Toma forms a strategy and it seems like it's gonna go out like perfectly with no like problems or unexpected things at all. And Marcus is like, no, but I'll run ahead and like forge my own path, and he messes it up.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Is just like, okay, so imagine if like Masaru would let Toma form the strategy and then allow himself to be told what to do for the good of the mission. And it's like, okay, they would be unstoppable because like Toma's good in his own right, and then Masaru has raw power.
Yeah. The way I'm looking at this, it's like, I feel like they had to do one thing to make this work, which is it's like, we need to have a scene where, like, Toma forms a plan and it fails, and then Masaru, like, shows up with his reckless bullcrap and, like, saves it, right?
That kinda happens in the next episode.
Kinda.
Toma leads the Digimon. Toma like cuts off the Digimon where it's trying to escape to, and then he's like, "Okay, now attack it." And then it tries to retreat back into the hole it dug, and like it would have gotten away, but then Masaru comes through on the other side, and punches him out.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to see a bit more of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if there's something Toma has to also learn that not everything is gonna go your own way, meaning he needs to think outside the box or prepare for the unexpected. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He needs to learn to be more reckless and impulsive.
You know what? Actually, yeah, the fact that, like, Toma isn't prepared for Marcus's reckless bullcrap is his own flaw. He needs to be, like, way better at that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when it's like, yeah, it's painfully obvious what they're trying to do with this setup, where by the end of the episode, the commander is just like, you two are working together on a team now.
Yeah. Yeah, we do quickly see that, like, Galgamon shows up. He, like, fights him doing Meramon. Surprisingly effective. Like, incredibly effective, yeah.
Yeah, well, as the mysterious guy who gave Masaru's Digivice says, a small flame is easily blown out, and a big flame is, like, harder, or, like, it will stay more consistently. And so Galgamon blows away the little flames that are Demi Meramon with his wind attack.
Yeah, which is really cool, because then also Marcus has his moment where he has to fight the flames, and he's like, okay, let's make them big so they won't blow out, and then I can stop it.
Then I can punch it.
I do a mention before we move on. It kind of weirdly bugs me that Galgamon is, like, such a physical-looking fighter. Like, he literally has boxing glove claws and stuff. And his special move is shooting wind out of his mouth.
Hey, it's my same issue with Simban Goramon.
Yeah, it's like... just like boxing rookie, boxing champion fights with, like, a tornado blast. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's... Digimon's weird, but I think it's just like, well, every Digimon has to have a ranged attack because it's easier to animate.
Yeah, I like that, like, it does a move where it, like, does a little, like, claw swipe and shoots a little, like, X-shaped projectile with its arms. And I think that's, like, way more fitting as a signature move for him, you know? I think that's, like, that works so much better.
Yeah. Masaru is like a Goku. He's he's extremely smart when it comes to fighting, but kinda clueless everywhere else.
Yeah, they fight Demi Meramon, and he's like, oh hey, well if I just keep shooting them with fire so they power up and evolve, and then I can punch them.
Yeah, and even then he's like nudged in that direction by the Digivice guy. But yeah, Masaru's just like, okay, you shoot. Just keep shooting the Demi Meramon fireballs until they fuse together into a big guy.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, and like I said, like any Digimon that appears on screen that mostly, like, the reason they mostly attack with special, like fireballs or wind or whatever is because it's easier to animate.
Yeah.
What do we make the cactus with boxing gloves do? Punch things? Nah, spin in circles and shoot little needles all over the place.
You know what? I have a counter to that, because we do have the little move where, like, you know, Galgamon does a little, like, slash with his hands and it shoots a little projectile out. Why isn't that the ranged attack? Just take that cell of him doing that thing and reuse it every time he is to, like, fight something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put it on, like, a different background. It'll be fine. It'll be like Bertramon doing Meteor Wing.
Yeah, it'd be better than the blowing wind thing, which is weird. And yeah, of course it saves money. That's why they do it.
Yeah. Just the fact that Masaru literally punches fire in this episode and wins.
Yeah. Yeah, this shot here is immediately followed by Meramon getting knocked on his butt, like straight to the ground.
Yeah, and then it's like, freaking Greymon finishes him off with more fire.
Yeah, with like he overwhelms the fire with stronger fire, and that beats it.
Japanese business executives love saving money. Oh yeah. As far as anime is concerned, I'm not gonna fault any of these companies. Like, you know what? You do what you can. Animation is hard.
Also, as good as Digimon is, it's still to sell toys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which is why we have this Monster of the Week format that has a continuous storyline so you can be invested in the toys.
Yeah. But I mean it's a miracle that they focused on making the actual anime series as good as they did. They could have just been like, oh yeah, here's some garbage week to week.
Yeah. Like, there's an attempt being made here, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, and that's why I've always thought it's like, okay, I know it's stupid nowadays to compare the two, but it's like Pokemon and Digimon. The thing was always the Pokemon games are better, but the anime for Digimon is way better.
Yeah, because it's like, this gets back to what we keep complaining about the Ghost game, because it's like, Pokemon being episodic is very, like, entry friendly, but it's also kind of, like, boring and, like, it, like, doesn't lend itself to, like, bigger stories well. Digimon is, like, all about those bigger continuous narratives, and it's like, I'm all in, I'm all in on that.
Yeah, the closest thing to like a continuous narrative Pokemon had was that it was all to lead up to the Elite Four, or like the championship or whatever. And only recently in 2022 did Ash actually win the Pokemon League.
Side note, they're finally like, gonna replace Ash, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the end of his story, and it's like, wow.
Just straight up, we're actually wrapping, like, the fact that they're actually doing, like, as long as they actually fall through with that, mad respect for actually pulling the trigger 20 years later.
I won't be surprised if Ash shows up later, whether or not he's still a kid or if it's like an older version of himself.
Please let Ash grow up. He's been 10 for 30 years.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Actually. They must have heard everyone being like, why has Ash been 10 for so long? This is ridiculous. And the Pokemon company was finally like, fine, all right, we'll change him out.
Finally. Yeah, apparently, like, met back up with Barfrey, too. Which is, like, nice.
Won the Alola League as Sun and Moon and the World Champ this year. Wait, if you won a tournament before, then why are people only just now making a big deal out of it?
Because this is the World Tournament, not the, Nationals.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this is like the championship of champions, basically.
Okay. I remember there was one, I mean, I'm pretty sure I brought this up before in some other time, but it's like, I think there was a good chance Ash could have won, but then some dude packing a full team of legendaries showed up, and it's like, well, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gee, that's fair.
Oh, man. I'm just sort of like,
10 because it's a cartoon. Well, obviously, but it's still ridiculous, especially when they keep like resetting. Like Ash goes to a new area, obviously continuing his adventures, and he hasn't aged a day.
I'm super sorry about this. Can you sort of like fill the dead air for a bit? I gotta do something real quick.
I'll do what I can. Like if I remember correctly, when Black and White started, like Ash loses to something he really shouldn't have. Situation time moves, but characters don't age. Yeah, but The Simpsons is different. I mean, I'm sure there are certain continuity things with The Simpsons that don't change. Like, I know there's a thing with Sideshow Bob and like a whole thing between him and Bart and like continuing plots through the years. But it's like, for the most part, The Simpsons is definitely like a monster of the week is the wrong term. Like, it's episodic. Like, yeah, plots happen contained within an episode, and maybe something that impacts the rest of the world will happen that will continue on. But for the most part, things will happen in an episode, and that's it.
Okay, back.
Okay, so it doesn't matter that The Simpsons don't age because they don't have to.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My, like, grandma accidentally locked the cat in the closet.
Oh.
Yeah, it was... She couldn't find him, and she was, like, freaking out. And I just went back as her meowing from, like, the pantry, and it was like, oh, I guess she accidentally shot him in there, because he was, like, following behind and being a little, like, idiot. They had continuity, but yeah, I get you. I mean, since I'm used to cartoons, him not aging never bothered me. Oh, yeah. I think it's just, like, nice when characters actually progress, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just... I know that Pokemon is also an episodic show, but there is still an overarching narrative. Like, Ash is going on a journey to collect gym badges and then fight the tournament or whatever.
Man, when they switch out Ash for another protagonist, what do you think the chances are that they will also just have a Pikachu? And it's just going to literally be like Ash never left because it'll be the exact same deal, exact same characterization, everything.
She has a Sprigatito and she has a hair clip that looks like Ash's original hat.
Oh, wait, they've already revealed the design?
Yes.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, why not?
And that's one of the weirder things is it's a female protagonist.
Yeah. Man, we've come so far since the 90s. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might check that out. That might be fun. That's one to win things, because the Rise should be on... The Rise would be on some BS sometimes. The last fight in the Show League is just a troll match. Yeah, it's gonna be two... Oh, there's gonna be two MCs. Okay, that explains it a bit more, unfortunately.
I mean, that's never stopped the original. Ash would always travel with at least two other people.
Yeah, but it's like, it hits a bit different when it's like, oh yeah, this is the new main character and we're finally doing like a female main lead. And also this other guy is also the new main lead. And it's like, oh, alright.
Well, look at the picture I just sent you. She clearly has top billing.
Yeah. Hopefully. I'll see when we get there.
I mean, look at the Discord.
Yeah, I'll see when we actually watch the show, when I actually get to the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's like the little grass thing. Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah, because it's, the next series they would cover would be Scarlet and Violet, so, yeah, the new starter is one of those.
Okay, this totally explains those posts I was seeing. Because someone put a post of this character design, and they're, like, very specifically showing an image of Ash and, like, an image of Dawn, and they're trying to make, like, comparisons.
Oh.
And they're like, oh yeah, she has his eye color, but look at the hair color and the hair clip. It's like that.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to future timeline where this is their kid.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool way to do it.
Although it is kind of weird because, like, I don't think Ash and Dawn have ever been shown like romantically, not really. But then there's like Serena, who
Yeah.
has, who very clearly has been.
Oh, which one is Serena? I'll have to like, yo.
X and Y, blonde girl with the hat.
Oh yeah, her. Yeah. I feel like there's no way, you know? Like, yeah, Serena, yeah, I don't. Because it's like, I don't think X and Y was big enough for people, like, you know?
Oh, there was a whole thing between Ash and Serena. Like
Oh
was
yeah, I'm sure it
very
was like a bit of a
clearly
show, but
into
I don't know
him.
if like people were like, you know, that into it, right? People loved X and Y. Oh really? Alright, I've been way too out of the loop then, holy crap. Makes the Ash X Serena shippers mad. Oh boy. Oh damn. I don't know. If I like jump back into Pokemon, which series should I like start with? Cause like going all the way through literally everything would kind of suck.
uh, I don't know. Maybe Sun and Moon because that's when they drastically altered the art style.
Yeah, fair enough. The new one. Wait, which was the new one?
Probably the one with
Yeah.
the new protagonist.
Try XYZ and
Also,
Sun Moon are very good. Okay, yeah.
Also, they could have, if they wanted this character to be just a carbon copy of Ash, they could have easily done so even with her starter, because Scarlet and Violet have a Pikachu like type of Pokemon that I
Yeah.
posted in the Discord. um,
I very much appreciate that they're giving her pot flower, pot cat,
Weed Cat.
weed cat.
Yeah, I like Sprigatito. It's the one I started with.
Yeah. And then it starts getting up on its hind legs, and it's like, no, please don't.
No, I'm like, yeah, do it. Become like a stage magician. That's a cool idea.
The show's going very different. Oh, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Do we have anything else to say out this episode? We've been going on for a bit.
We probably shouldn't for the sake of your cutting down the episode.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we covered it. Marcus punches Meramon and then evolves to Geogreymon, and then he blows away the fire with bigger fire.
Yeah, pretty good episode, yeah. We should probably get into the next episode that just to like, you know. Cause yeah, next episode is like Masaru punches out a Dremogimon.
Yeah.
And also they get like attacked with actual Numa sludge.
Yeah, I thought that was weird that Numamon is throwing like sludge off the ground and not like poop.
Yeah, it's like they made the joke real somehow. Right. Also probably worth knowing, Lalamon finally killed something.
Yeah, it was very surprising.
This is probably going to be the only time Lalamon is ever effective until it gets an ultimate evolution.
Yeah.
Because, like, hey, you have to give the evolution, like, you know, like, a bit of, like, you know, something for the first time, right? Like, first evolutions always have, like, you know, like, their moment, except for when they don't. Like with Sunflowermon.
Man, Sunflowermon just got totally wrecked.
They got so bad.
Yeah.
Man, I do not have high confidence for Yoshino actually getting to do things in this series.
Not till Rosemon, at least.
I don't really remember this pair really doing much in the show. That done bode well, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't imagine, you know.
Maybe Lilamon will get to do something, but
yeah, Lilamon does seem kind of cool. If nothing else, at least Rosemon should be able to get to do something, because Rosemon is pretty sick.
Yeah. Just wait until they get their burst modes.
Oh man. That's gonna be so goofy. when, like, everyone gets their Ultra form.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm blind on this. I know the evolution paths and like what they're ultimately going to become, but yeah, mostly I'm blind.
I'm kind of curious, like, which of these paths do you know? Is it just, like, all three of the main three and not much else?
The main three, yeah.
Okay, alright, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because I know there's like a burst mode, like Mach Galgamon or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Mirage Galgamon.
Mirage Galgamon. I know there's like the freaking God, what is it called? The Greymon, Super
Shine
Greymon.
Greymon.
Shine Greymon, that's it. Burst mode. And then the least interesting looking one is actually Rosemon, because she just changes color.
Oh man, it's gonna be really cool when you finally see the fourth and it's like, oh, this thing.
Most 20-year-old series can't really be all that blind when you're into the series as a whole. Yeah, yeah. I'm aware of the forms because of Cyber Sleuth.
I am aware of what RM is, and I'm not going to say anything else for Lucky's sake.
RM?
Yes. If you know, you know.
Well, something mode.
Yes. I don't want to be, like, too specific just in case.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, so, like, that whole thing where they're going after a Numemon, and Toma is like, okay, yeah, like, I'll, like, stay here. Hey, Marcus, like, come off in the other direction. We'll do a pincer attack. And Masaru just is like, I'll just go on ahead. And he just rushes in anyways, and Toma's like, damn it, what are you doing?
Yeah, so to be fair, Toma's trying to make it work, and Masaru's being an idiot.
Yeah, Masaru just doesn't wait. He just goes. He just acts without thinking.
Yeah, like, who do you think you are ordering me around? And it's like, okay, you're the one making the situation bad here.
Yeah, oh yeah. This feels fairly one-sided for, like, a whole dynamic, you know? As of right now, at least.
Well, they kind of turned the situation on its head a bit later, I think, where, as I mentioned before, Masaru chases the Dromojimon through a tunnel it dug and punches it, and like he finally gets his evolution. He's gonna fight the Dromojimon, and like right when Masaru declares an attack to hit Dromojimon, who looks adorable, by the way, in this picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dromojimon is like adorable this episode.
Yeah, I've never really looked at it and thought, oh, that's a cute Digimon, but I don't know. They made it really fluffy. But yeah, Masaru evolves to gets Agumon to evolve into GeoGreymon. He's about to do a big attack on Dromojimon, and Toma's just like, yeah, I'll jump into an attack, and fires his wind attack, and Dromojimon, caught in the middle, is unaffected because the wind and the fire are canceling each other out, and Dromojimon just escapes.
Yeah, that was like a whole weird, like, because, yeah, it makes sense, but you don't really expect it, right? You're like, oh, this thing is done.
Yeah. It's for me, that moment was, if Toma hadn't interfered, Masaru probably would have just solved that problem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because if anything, like, if you think about it, Masaru's blocking the way out, and Toma's attacking towards GeoGreymon. Like, if GeoGreymon wasn't firing, he might get hit.
Yeah. If the wind wasn't coming from the other side, this would have hit Dromojimon. Because I fully expect Masaru can handle most situations where raw power is required. Because up until now, he had a perfect score on taking things out in one shot with GeoGreymon.
Yeah. I'm also just now realizing that, like, when GeoGreymon does his attack, his little, like, head thing actually glows, which is cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good detail that they... Yeah.
So it's kind of surprising in general with Toma. Not really something you'd expect from his character. Oh yeah, like beneath the calm, like, exterior, he actually is really like prideful and kind of reckless in his own way. And you know what? I appreciate that. We also saw Thomas seems to have family issues. He was envious to bring Marcus home when he met his mom and sister. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, Yoshino would not let Marcus in the car and drive him to school. Toma would absolutely love him in the car.
Yeah.
Toma is, like, at least willing to give him a ride home.
Actually, that's weird because I feel like Yoshino would have offered him a ride and Masaru would have said no. But then Toma, this dude he hates, is just like, let me drive you home. And Masaru's just like, yeah, sure.
Dude, is there gonna be, like, gay undertones to this rivalry in a Japanese anime? Again?
I'm sure it's a thing in the fandom.
You know what? One Google check will make this very clear and also ruin my search history forever.
You don't have to do that.
Yep, no, that's absolutely a thing. Yep, people know. Yeah, okay, yeah, people absolutely ship these characters.
Of course they do.
I'm like, yo, what? Would they even? And it's like, yo, no, not only are they doing it, it is very explicit.
Yeah, of course.
I looked at that for like 2 seconds and I'm already filled with regret.
Wait.
After that Marcus didn't trust her just yet. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh man. But yeah, so their attacks cancel each other out, the Dromojimon gets away, and they kind of have to go back and report that they screwed up and messed things up. And it's like, here's the thing. Like, the reason Dromojimon's here is because some bank robbers bought a device on the internet that opened a gate to the digital world somehow.
Yeah, so initially it's just a thing you hold up to an electronic lock and it'll just open it.
Yeah, looks like a little, like a bar scanner from, like, a shopping mall or something, But yeah, it's like... So Dromojimon comes out, they use it to, like, steal more money, and, like... As Toma and Marcus fight Dromojimon... Masaru, not Marcus... As they fight it and try and, like, stop it... For some reason, you see Dromojimon start to glow with dark energy, and it grows in size and becomes more violent. So it's like, seemingly the resentment or the negative emotions or whatever has affected it and, like, made it into, like, a darker, more, like, evil Digimon. Is what the implication seems to be. Which also seems to be what was going on with the Kunimon, I'd imagine. And this thing, like, gets away, and the headquarters, like, commander of DATS is very specifically like, yeah, like, the fact that this thing got back to the digital world is bad because, like, now it'll have a negative impact on Digimon around it, and it might come back for revenge and stuff, which implies that, like... It's been kind of corrupted in some way, in a way that might make other Digimon more wild. Like, it might spread,
Yeah, I didn't think of it in terms of, like, a virus. I thought of it as, like, it'll go back and be like, hey, human world's fun, let's go and mess stuff up. But yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so it's like... Because they're specifically like, oh yeah, well, what if we go there and we, like, literally kill it, turn it back into an egg, and then send it back to the digital world? Yeah. And it's it doesn't make sense if you're just looking at this from a perspective of, like, saving people. Like, there's definitely more going on.
Well, I don't at that point where you're in the digital world, I don't think you have to take it back to the human world and then send it through the teleporter. I think you can just leave it.
Yeah, you just leave it. But yeah, Yeah, for Mars. Okay, yeah. Also, as Digimon do feel off emotions for humans in this series, I guess. Still haven't really explained that. Might be why Death was made, so that it can't spread in both worlds. Yeah. I think if that's what's going on, that makes a lot of sense. Because all I know is that the final boss is going to be the 7 deadly sins. Like, we're going there. We're going to the 7 demon lords.
Heck yeah.
So it's like, if those arcs are just Digimon being like, oh yeah, let's feed off of this kid's, like, gluttony or their greed or whatever to grow stronger, then all of this totally checks out 100%.
I just hope they don't do my boy Beelzemon dirty.
Because Beelzemon's, like, the greed one. No, Beelzemon's gluttony, yeah. Freaking, like, what's-his-face is greed, Barbamon.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, the fact that Beelzemon's gluttony is, like, the weirdest thing. Digimon feel off emotions in the human world. Go back to the Digimon world. More Digimon come to a human world. Both worlds up and out of control. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big, big problem. Seems like a solid plotline, yeah. And it's like, of course, this establishes the thing for when the Demon Lords show up and do their thing, which makes sense. So yeah, it's like they fail stop Dromojimon, and it's like the freaking bank robbers get memory wiped. Thomas flashy things them. I feel like this brings up another weird question, which is like, why do these guys have uniforms?
He actually does the flashy thing to someone else. In the first episode.
Yeah.
The Demi Maramon's like burning crap down, and then Masaru shows up and fights a thing. He tries to fight it, and no, wait, yeah, he wasn't there. Wait, what part was that?
No, you're right. It's like Masaru runs off, and Tomo runs up to the guys who saw the Demi Maramon, and he flashy things them.
Right. He shows up after the fact. That's right. He wasn't there from the beginning, but he does show up later. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's glad because of his quest for powers. And Tamer, he always wanted more, for example. In my mind, that could be so easily flipped with greed, though.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. But yeah, one guess, like, why do the DATS members have, like, these weird sci-fi, like, Digimon uniforms they wear? If it's, like, people aren't supposed to know the organization exists.
I mean, I don't know.
Should they be wearing, like, suits or, like, casual wear or something? Or just have, like, a badge that they show each other?
Yeah, it'd probably make more sense.
Because if they're, like, I get, like, being one unit, but it's like, if they're just walking around in, like, casual wear so they could be undercover while doing this stuff, that would make a lot more sense, I think. For, like, keeping things, like, a secret and all that.
Yeah. Not that Masaru seems to care. Agumon is like, I don't like being in the Digivice, and Masaru's just like, fine, I'll carry you around to tell people you're a stuffed toy.
Yeah, for what it's worth, if I saw someone carrying a giant Agumon, my first thought would be, oh my god, they have a dinosaur. My first thought would be, that's a really sick Agumon plush.
Yeah. Well, for me, it would depend on if I looked at it and it clearly had like scales or something.
Yeah.
Because like I know that like it'd just be a pain to like draw like scales on him, but like Agumon in his evolution should have scales, right?
Yeah. Man, does Agumon have scales or does he have skin?
Yeah, I guess it could just be leathery skin, huh?
Yeah, because
either way, I'd look at it and be like, if I saw that it had like a leathery texture to it, I'd be like, huh, interesting plush.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's like Pikachu, he hates the Pokeball. Yeah.
Pretty much. There's a point where they're driving in the car to go confront the Dromojimon, and Agumon's like, I think it's funny because Agumon has like his arm wrapped like behind Toma. Like, I don't know. It just looks like he's all buddy with him. And Toma's just like, why isn't he in his Digivice?
Okay, so I just googled realistic Agumon and it looks kind of disgusting.
I mean, of course it does. Whenever you say realistic fantasy creature, people are always going to go like the gross version for some reason.
Yeah, I'll just like copy it. I'm posting this on the Discord. Screw it.
Okay.
Oh, hey, it's a spoiler for Ghost Game.
Yeah.
Oh man, this freaking like.
You know what? This Agumon would have scales because he's more dragony.
Yeah, he's more dinosaur-y. Oh, hey, realistic Guilmon. Ew.
No.
No, but look at it, though.
I will say they did the realistic thing for Pokemon for Detective Pikachu, and that was fine. I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's like Calmon off to the side. Okay, yeah. But yeah, big stinger of the episode is that Toma is like really upset they let the like Digimon go away. And he's like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to break in at night while like Yoshino is like on her night ship and just looking at cat pictures.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Toma has the ability to turn invisible.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of unclear because I have to assume that it's like, maybe he like knocked and then hid somewhere and like snuck through or something.
I was so baffled by that scene. I watched it several times. There is no indication that he slipped in past her. He is not there at any moment. There's no shadow that slips in, or like you don't see him hiding in the door frame.
Sonic fast, I guess. Yeah, this is one of those times where the lack of animation is kind of a detriment.
Yeah, Yoshino walks straight outside. You don't see any movement, and then all of a sudden the door's closing without any indication that anybody ran in behind her, and so it's just extremely confusing.
Maybe he used the other door and he had like Galgamon knock on that door or something. And because he's a Digimon, he just,
I'm pretty sure, unless shown somewhere else, there's only one way into that room.
I know, it's... Because it's like, I don't think he turned invisible. I don't think he can just do that, but I also don't know if he can't.
I mean, I'm joking, but like, that's the only explanation I can think of for why there was absolutely zero, like, indication that he was there at all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. He should have been, like, pressed up against the wall, and then as soon as she ran out, he slipped inside. Done.
Yeah. And, he, like, does the digital dive on his own. Which, kind of crazy you can just activate this with one person on, like, a timer, seemingly.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting... Like, I don't know if we're going to see the digital world. I have to assume we will. Like,
yeah, oh, yeah.
Masaru is probably going to have to go in after him because that's the only way to get someone else out is from the outside or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but the next episode preview is literally like Toma and Marcus just in the digital world together.
Yeah, so I was not expecting this. I thought all of the series is going to take place in the real world.
No, we're just going digital world episode 4. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm really interested in the fact that they're doing this so early.
Freaking, hey, Ghost Game.
Yeah.
Just go.
Meanwhile, in Ghost Game, episode 56. No, should we go, though? Maybe. No, man. The only reason they can't go is that they've been in the digital world all along.
I think we debunk that ourselves because it doesn't make any sense at this point. But
Yeah, but it'd
man,
be really funny.
that would have been a crazy twist if they'd gone with it.
So yeah, final thoughts about these episodes?
Wait, if they were in the digital world the whole time, would that make Hero and Friends Digimon?
Not necessarily, because, like, Genai is a thing.
He's not human. He's a digital being of some kind.
Yeah, but it's like,
I
they
guess
could
he's not
be
a
digital
Digimon,
beings, and they could also just be, like, people who just live there, you know? Like, you could just be, like, normal people who move there, and, like, they start the thing, and they make the, for, like, science fiction, hologram super future in the digital world.
Yeah. But yeah, whatever. This episode is also fine. It's just kind of a continuation of the previous episode where the whole Masaru Toma dynamic where they don't get along and they're gonna have to try to learn to work together. But it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good episodes. I'm kind of getting way more into the series as it goes.
Yeah, it's fine.